This is your family's first and most important line of defense against Mother Nature. When she strikes, make sure you call the people that I trust, my family and friends at Exterior Home Solutions. Alongside Brent Hubbs, I'm Austin Price for the Exterior Home Solutions 2-minute drill on this Monday. However, Tennessee final day before another off day, but it's the first day in pads for Josh Heupel's group as they try to kind of ease into fall camp.
Yeah, and today's the day to hear from Glenn Ellerby about where this offensive line is. But it was back on the practice field, and it's about building your physicality. It's about building your endurance. Also, it's about management. You want to make sure you're healthy. And, when you're not in full pads, there's a lot of they say stay off the ground, but everybody ends up on the ground. So you're trying to be really cautious here. I think Josh Heupel has tried to manage this camp a little different than he has previous camps to make sure his football team stays healthy throughout fall camp.
Yeah, Glenn Ellerby really pushed today that Coach Heupel is stressing rotating guys, and that means I think not only rotating them in practice, but, hey, if you have an opportunity to get a kid in a game, this fall, don't stick the older guy out there for another rep. Let's get those younger guys in there more and more to have them more prepared. And it kind of, when you got a young guy that, maybe wanted to play right away and he's not, it kind of eases the tension a little bit.
Sure, no doubt. And I think when you go back and look at the time that Josh Heupel and Glenn Ellerby spent together at Central Florida, there was seasons where they would play two different left guards. Yeah. And it was, one would get second quarter, one would get first quarter sometimes, or it would be every third series or whatever, and it was to keep guys fresh. They haven't had the luxury of doing that here because they just haven't had the depth. They have the bodies, they have the depth, but they don't have the experience. So then it gets back to the question of, are you really ready to put some of these young guys into some critical situations to build that depth? And that takes a real commitment to do that. And we'll see exactly how comfortable Glenn Ellerby is with that when you get into the fire and the live bullets of a game, if you will.
Speaking of comfortable, I'm not sure anybody's more comfortable than Cooper Mays, who is in year 5 here. Year 4 is the starting center.
Yeah, I mean, he knows this offense in and out. And I think Cooper has taken a step, Austin, as a leader. And what I mean about that is I think that a lot of things off the field, Cooper's more engaged with this offensive line group with. I think he's pushing them more with film study. I think they feel more comfortable going and talking to him about things. Not that he was ever standoffish, but I think Cooper had a football life and then a personal life. And I think right now for Cooper Mays, it's all about football.
Dane Davis has played 3 of the 5 positions on the offensive line at this point. He's not repped at center or right guard during fall camp, but he said that's likely to coming.
Yeah, and he's number 6. He's the guy that, particularly early on in the year, if you get in a bind, that's probably where you're going to go. Now the question is going to be, what happens at the center position with Satterwhite and Anderson and Jesse Perry and those guys? Does somebody Bison Lang start to really emerge to be the true backup center, or is that going to be Dane Davis all year long? I've said this for months now. They have to find somebody this fall to be their backup center.
That's not a senior.
That's not a senior, so they can be the center for the future. We'll see what that looks like. But Davis is clearly a guy that knows what to do, and they're comfortable if he gets thrown into action. And we'll see what that looks like in terms of a rotation and all that type of stuff at the end of fall camp. Because as Glenn Ellerby said today, it's competition time right now. Trying to find a left guard, trying to find your depth pieces.
Tennessee is off tomorrow. They'll return to the practice field on Wednesday. He is Brent Hubbs. I'm Austin Price.